you ask it, I hear?
Yes, that's correct. Father had heard some ridiculous rumours about our relationship.
And you told him what, exactly?
I told the king what he wanted to hear.
He told Father he wasn't living with her. He lied. She aids and abets that lie. She takes care not to sign the visitor's book at the fort. She takes money and jewels from him. She's a...
She won't last. They never do.
This one's different. None of the others have made me feel like this.
Am I too late?
God, what on earth is he doing here?
He's here because he was a good friend of Father's, David. He's also the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Before you know it, he'll be standing on the coffin making a speech.
The King's life is moving peacefully towards its close.
I hadn't thought he would be so distressed.
He is frightened. The King is dead. Long live the King.
I hope I will make good as he made good.
It's 11:55. That's 25 past 12 by Sandringham time.
When did this ridiculous notion of keeping the clocks here half an hour fast originate? Why on earth do we do it? My father may have won his private war with the 20th century. I have no quarrel with modernity.
As your Majesty pleases.
Perhaps we should move on to the design of the new postage stamp, David.
I think I should be depicted smoking a small cheroot.
Postage stamps are quite a serious business, David.
Oh, God. You really are turning into father, aren't you?
Just before we move on to postage stamps, there is a question that I should like to raise with His Majesty about the order of service for His Majesty's coronation next spring. His Majesty has not been attending divine service or taking communion, and there have been comments, notably from the Bishop of Birmingham, to that effect.
Before you start on me, dear chap, I think you should do something about that lunatic. Man's a communist.
Your Majesty.
Do I appoint bishops? Or do you?
Margaret! Lilybet! Come here.
They're to go to a swimming pool, I understand. A public swimming pool. We shall need more towels.
No! Jumping on people's heads.
Jump on people's head. Don't care.
Don't care was made to care, don't care was hung, don't care was put in the pot and boiled till she was done. I knew a little girl once who put her legs around her daddy's neck and she died.
Hello, for goodness sakes. Well, you two had better behave yourselves. Come on. Have a good swim.
Hello, darling. Simpson wishes a word.
On behalf of the staff at Sandringham, sir, I'd like to thank you for all you've done, sir.
I understand Sam and the other groom have definitely got to go. I don't like it any more than you do, Simpson, and I am doing what I can. But if my brother wishes it...
Indeed, sir. We are all aware of the importance of economy. Although in certain instances His Majesty has been extremely generous. I understand from Stevens, the butler at Fort Belvedere, that His Majesty sent almost the entire contents of the Peach greenhouse to Mrs. Simpson. Not my wife, you understand, but the married American lady. The garden had to be taken out in hysterics.
Thank you for telling us this, Simpson. And do give our regards to Mrs. Simpson. Your wife, not the married American lady.
Most kind, ma'am.
This issue is becoming rather serious. Courtiers are terrible gossips. But...
I understand the American lady lectures him terribly at the dinner table.
Yes, thank you, Simpson. This is all her influence. Lying isn't enough. Well, and now she has to get a knife into the servants and dismiss people who've been part of our family for years. And she prevents me from seeing him. And I feel I'm losing him, and I can't seem to...
You're not losing him, darling.
Oh.
Bertie, you're not losing him. You won't lose him. You can't lose him. You won't let it happen. He's your brother. Give me your pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wanted to. I would like to.
Wow. And you are...
Sir Samuel Hall, First Lord of the Admiralty.
Were you Second Lord first? Did you work your way up?
Frightfully amusing. Of course, the Sea Lords have never quite recovered from Nelson, have they?
Ooh, Nelson. That name is so familiar, and I don't know why. Now, tell me, Sir Samuel, I'm only an American, and I don't understand these things. Has Hitler invaded the Rhineland? Isn't it his anyway?
Herr Hitler is a ghastly little man.
David rather likes him. Isn't he doing great things for the German railway system?
So Mr. Simpson is not here.
I fear not, ma'am.
Really? That's
I also understand the guest list is to be printed in the court circular.
Making it seem as if we condone the occasion.
Mrs. Simpson is invited everywhere, ma'am.
So we notice. Mr. Churchill seems to be making full use of the opportunity.
Madam, all forms of address, rhetorical as well as geographical, are at the mercy of fashion.
Fascinating.
I told His Majesty, whenever speaking in public, always arrange your notes.
Please don't concern yourself with it, ma'am. Most of us feel Winston is not much more than a second-rate wireless personality.
Off hand. Straight back, straight through. Let the club do the work. You're not going to make a scene at Balmoral tonight, are you?
I don't think she'd be capable of holding up her end of it, Bertie. But we do have to make our position clear, even at the risk of alienating David.
He won't talk to me about her. You are going to make a scene.
I'm not going to be horrible to David, and he's the one we care about.
And she's the one he cares about.
You leave David to me. I'm good at elder brothers. I have hundreds of them.
Well, the Duchess of York displayed her justly famous charm, and all was well. She is very Balmoral, don't you think? She really goes with the design of this place. That is, if design isn't too ambitious a word for this particular interior.
I do loathe Balmoral.
Who decorated it anyway? That tartan.
Oh, it's got to go. Along with most of the staff.
You can't get them out of kilts.
No. We